Okay. So let's do volume of cylinders, cones, and spheres. All right. The volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times height. So right here, we have to find the radius and we have to find the height. The radius is from the center of the circle to the wall of the circle. So that means that it's got to be this one. Okay? If they give me the diameter, they would have given me the full length. If they give me the full length, I would have to cut it in half to find the radius. So here they gave me the radius. So 2 is r. So r equals 2. The height is 8, so h equals 8. That's all of the work you have to do to solve this problem. Now you just have to put everything there. So pi is 3.14. So 3.14 multiplied by r squared, so 2 squared. So 2 times 2 is 4. So that means 4. Remember, squared means times itself. It does not mean times 2. That could be confusing from what I said here. So 4, and then times the height. The height is 8. And we're done. You just go over here, type it in the calculator. 3.14 times 4 times 8. Enter, and our answer is 100.48 inches cubed. Now for my section here, when we were doing cylinders, I can actually not give you something. So for this one, I didn't give you the height. So I gave you the volume. The formula is still the same. Volume equals pi r squared times height. We have the volume. The volume's been given to us, so I'm going to replace V with the volume. So 150.72 equals, it's going to be, pi is still 3.14 multiplied by r squared. Now here, they didn't give us r. Look, they gave us the diameter this time. So if the whole length is 8, what's the length from the middle to the end? That's going to be 4. So r equals 4. So 4 squared is going to be 16, because 4 times itself is 16. So that gives us 16. What we don't have is the height. Now, in math, if you want to leave a letter by itself, you have to do the opposite of whatever everything else is doing to the letter. So you see how the 16 is multiplying with h? What I'm going to do is divide by 16. Okay, now 16 divided by 16 gives you 1. How do you write 1h? You just write h. So the 16 is gone. But the other rule is whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other side of the equal sign. So we're going to divide this by 16. So 150.72 divided by 16. That's going to give us 9.42 equals 3.14 times h. So now we still have to figure out what h is. What is 3.14 doing to the h? It's multiplying. So we're going to divide. So if we divide this side by 3.14, 3.14 divided by 3.14 is 1. How do you write 1h? It's just h. Now, whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other. So divide this side by 3.14, and you're going to get 3. So what's the height? The height is 3. All right. Okay, so now we're working on this here, volume of a cone. So the volume of the cone formula is exactly the same as the cylinder, but right at the end it divides by 3. A cone is considered 1/3 of a cylinder. Okay, so normally they give it to you like this, but in class we were doing it like this, and everybody found it much easier to do it that way. So here, you have to find the height, which I should have given it to you like this. So let's pretend I gave it to you like that. Okay, so I gave you everything directly, so you just have to find everything. We need the radius, which is 4, so r equals 4. And the height is 6, so h equals 6. And there you go. We're done. That's all the work you have to do. Now we just have to type it in the calculator correctly. So remember, 3.14 is pi. Now we have to find r times itself. So 4 times itself will give me 16. So 16 is going to go right here. Multiplied by the height, which is 6. And then at the end, we're going to divide by 3. So I'm going to type it in the calculator. 3.14 times 16 times 6 equals, divide by 3, 100.48. Okay. Now we're going to flip to the next one, another cone that I should have given you the height like this. Sorry, drawing on my own. Okay, so now we're going to do the volume of the cone. Again, the formula is, the volume of the cone is pi, the one we're using at least, pi r squared times height divided by 3. Pretty easy. So let's find the radius. The radius, well, the diameter is 6. So if the diameter is 6, the radius, which is halfway, has to be 3. So r equals 3. The height is given, so the height is 10. Okay, sometimes they'll give you the circumference of the circle. So let's say the circumference is 6 pi for this one. So the circumference is usually diameter pi. So if they say 6 pi, what they're giving you is the diameter. That's just on a side note, just so that you know it. All right, so now we're just putting everything in. So the volume of this is 3.14, because that's what pi is. R squared, so this squared. 3 times itself is going to be 9, so that's what's going to go where r squared is. And the height is 10. And then right at the end, we're going to divide by 3. So 3.14 times 9 times 10. And then we're going to divide that answer by 3. And that gives us 94.2. So the volume is 94.2 feet cubed. I apologize if I didn't do that every time. I should have. All right. Let's scroll up to this one now. So the volume of a sphere is almost exactly the same as a cone, but you just have to assume the height is always 4. You see how it's 4 pi r squared divided by 3? So there's no height you have to multiply. You only have to find r. That's your only goal when doing a sphere. Find r. So there it is. It's 9. I'm done. R equals 9. So I want r squared. So 9 squared is 81. Okay, so now I have all the numbers. So it's going to be 4 times 3.14 times 81 divided by 3. So it's going to be 4 times 3.14 times 81 divided by 3. All right. So it's going to be 339.12. 339.12 inches cubed. Pretty easy, right? For the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do a composite shape. A composite shape is when they put two shapes together. So here we're going to have a half sphere, because it's half of a scoop, and then the cone. So I want the volume of this shape here. So we're going to do the volume of the cone first. So for the cone, we need the radius. Remember, the cone formula was pi r squared times height divided by 3. So we're going to fill that in. 3.14 is pi times r squared. So 3 squared is 9. So 9 is going to go there. And then h is 11. And we're going to divide that by 3. Okay, and that's going to be the volume of the cone. So 3.14 times 9 times 11 is 310.86. And then we're going to divide by 3. And we're going to get 103.62. So that's the volume of the cone. So we have to put that together with the volume of the half circle. And then we'll get our final result. So the half circle is 4 pi. Now we know what r squared is. Actually, we messed up on the formula for the sphere. I'm going to backtrack here. It's r cubed. So hopefully somebody found that mistake. So r cubed. So it should have been 9 times 9 times 9. That should have given us, so this times 9, another 9. So that gives me 729. So this should have been, I'm so happy I found my mistake, 729. So this is wrong. Let's do that one again. 4 times 3.14 times 729 divided by 3 gives me 3,052.8. So there you go. Backtrack. It's r cubed. So it's going to be 9 times 9 times 9. That gives us a very big number. So there it is. 3,052.08 inches cubed. Whew. Let's do this formula now. So it's going to be r cubed divided by 3. So r cubed means 3 times 3 times 3, which gives us 27. So this is going to be 4 times 3.14 times 27 divided by 3. I can't believe I made the mistake, guys. Unbelievable. Get it together, Cassers. So 4 times 3.14 times 27 divided by 3 gives me 113.04 inches cubed. So this is 103.62 inches cubed, 113.04 inches cubed. Now, this isn't the half circle. This is the whole circle. Remember that I said this was a half circle. So you're going to divide this by 2. And our answer is now 56.52. 56.52. So if you add this with 103.62, you'll get 160.14 inches cubed. Longest problem. Everything else is pretty easy. Again, the sphere formula has a 3 right here. R cubed. Unbelievable, guys. All right, and that's it.